Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock. It's time for another video, and today we're going to be doing a review show revisited. Now, we don't do these every week. It would be impossible to do it every week. We do it as and when we can. But basically, what the review show revisited is all about is taking tricks that we reviewed in the past and revisiting them after we've put them into a real world setting. Right? Because a lot of the time you review something, it can get a good review, but when you actually start performing it, you realize it's not going to work as well as you thought it would. And one thing that myself and Ryland try to do when we review a product is we actually try to learn it and be able to perform it before we do the review, which is why you see live performances of most of the tricks when we actually do a review show. But it wouldn't be possible for us to take every single trick out into a real world environment. With the amount of videos we do and the fact that Ryland's at school, it would be next to impossible to be able to do that. So instead, we learn it to a point we can do a studio performance, but then afterwards we try and do videos like this where we're revisiting the review. Like I say, sometimes something will appear good when we learn it, but then when you take it out in the real world, it's not as good as we thought. Likewise, sometimes you'll review something and you think, well, actually, that's not great, and then you start to perform it and you realize it's a lot better than you thought. And this is kind of a different review show revisited, and the reason is we're going to be looking at a whole bunch of tricks that Ryland put into his act at the House of Secrets last week. So Ryland's been working on a new act. Its working title is the Doctor Who act, purely because a lot of the music that he picked for the act is Doctor Who, is music from Doctor Who. It's got nothing to do with the fact that it's a Doctor Who themed act. But Ryland's for a while been wanting to have like a 10-11 minute opening sequence for his show that's all to music. A lot of the time Ryan likes actually doing stuff to music, as you've probably seen if you've seen the Harry Potter act or the Orange Juice act or the Flying Linking Rings or various things that Ryland does. And he wanted to have like this 10-11 minute act that would work in any environment that's kind of all based to music. And so he spent maybe the last 6 months putting this together, and he performed it for the first time last week at the House of Secrets. So if you don't know the House of Secrets, it's a magic venue owned and operated by Russ Brown. Incredible magic venue, just based up in Blackpool, and Ryland's one of the house magicians there. So in other words, he performs there on a very regular basis. He's there, feels like almost every day, to be perfectly honest. I think if he had the chance, he would go there every day. And he's just been there for a week, and over the course of the week, he has been doing in every single show, I think he did 10 shows, in every single show he's been doing this kind of sequence as well as a bunch of other stuff, right? And what I wanted, basically, to bring this to your attention. I wanted to actually use that performance, play it for you, and then kind of use it as the basis of a review show revisited. And the reason is, everything in that show is made up of tricks that we've reviewed over the last year on the Craig and Ryland review show. So it opens up with a whole bunch of stuff with appearing canes. So he's using the Bondley appearing canes, he's using the Taiwan Ben vanishing cane, he's using the flaming torch to cane, which is by Bondley. He's using the fire book that we reviewed as well on one of the review shows, the blaze candle that we reviewed by Bondley, all of that. Then he's using the TCC linking rings that came out recently with the reviewed. He's using Clonk 3 or Clonk cubed, which is another trick that we reviewed a couple of years ago. And he's using Jeff McBride's Best Ever Not Soft Silk, which we reviewed as well. And he's put all of that together into one kind of opening act. So when he's introduced on stage, he comes out, he does this 10-minute piece to music, and then after that, he goes into whatever patter piece he wants to go into, normally a Venom Cube style routine or something. So this is a great way to show you that a lot of the time the stuff that we review, either myself or Ryland, or in some cases both of us, we actually end up using that in our show. So a lot of the stuff, when we say I'm going to do this in my show. We're not kidding. It's not like we're just saying something. It's not like we're just saying it just to sound good. We are actually putting this stuff in our shows. I know people will say, oh, Craig and Ryland are biased, and, you know, whatever the case may be. I've heard it all before. I've heard, you know, review channels that are apparently non-biased say that we're biased for whatever reason. That's not the case at all. But I wanted to show you this video so you can see that Ryland has actually taken a lot of the stuff that we've reviewed and put it into a show, and it went really, really well, and he's going to carry on using that as the opening to his new show moving forward. And obviously, the more he does it, the more polished it's going to get. But the whole point of the review show Revisited is we take the tricks that we've reviewed and you see a performance of them in the real world. So I'm going to play you the whole performance in the House of Secrets. So here it is. This is a performance of Ryland doing this kind of 10-11 minute act to music and using all of the stuff that we've reviewed over the last 6 months or so.
Yes,
So there you go. There you go. I mean, there's 4 distinct sections in that act. The first section is all the crazy stuff with the appearing canes. Then you've got the best ever not soft silk. Then you've got Clonk, and then you've got the linking rings. So yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Everything that we've reviewed is amazing. Everything that you saw in that act is amazing, or at least myself and Ryland feel it's amazing. If we didn't think it was amazing, we wouldn't have put it into Ryland's act. The first part, the thing with the appearing canes, we've changed around a hell of a lot. Originally, Ryland had 2 cane shooters. He was making more canes appear. He wasn't making the lights appear. By the way, that's another thing that we've reviewed, the Pro Light 3. The green lights that it was making appear were Pro Light 3s. So that's another one. But yeah, originally we had 2 cane shooters. He was making more canes appear. He wasn't using a pro light. Instead, he was using multiplying balls, and it was just very, very muddled, and it was all over the place. And it got to a point where we stripped it back, and we were like, right, okay, let's strip this back to its core possible components. And you know, it's taken about 6 months, and it's got to the point where it is now. And now it's just a case of Ryland working it in. But I'm telling you right now, if you want appearing canes, there are no better canes for appearing canes than Bond Lee's Ultra Cane. That's for the canes, all of the canes that Ryland was making appear, including the one with the fire torch, they were all Bond Lee. The only cane that wasn't Bond Lee was the Vanishing Cane, and that was Taiwan Ben. But all of the canes, whether it's Taiwan Ben's Vanishing Cane or it's the Ultra Cane, which is the best appearing cane in the market, they were amazing. The Pro Lights, they are just so visual. I mean, Ryland's been using white Pro Lights in the Harry Potter act for a while, but we wanted to switch colours in this act, and green pops really nicely. The blaze candles work really, really well. If you need a self-igniting candle, then the blaze candle is absolutely the way to go. It is super reliable. I think it's only not worked once, and that was in a room with like 1,000 people, and I was at the very, very back of the room. So that's super reliable. Everything in that opening cane act is great. Then you've got the best ever not soft silk. Look, if you want a good 5-minute piece to put into your show that can be done as a comedic piece to with patter, or it can be done as a serious piece to music, best ever not soft silk. It plays big. It packs small. It plays big. Same as Clonk 3. Which is the coins across that Ryland was using. Same thing, pack small, plays big. The TCC linking rings. If you're wanting a great set of linking rings, now I know Ryland only used 4 of the rings that are in the TCC set. Yeah, there he used the double ring, the magnetic locking ring, and a single ring. But if you want a great set of linking rings that you can use in so many different ways to make your own routines up, then they are absolutely amazing. We gave great reviews to everything that you saw Ryland perform in that act. We gave great reviews, and we gave really big scores for. And you know, that's why now, fast forward a few months later, they're actually in his act, because we've taken that stuff, we've performed it in the real world. I say he's performed it in the real world. It's got a great reaction, so now it's just something he can build on. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing. There's nothing else really to say about this other than, yes, the reviews that we gave this stuff back in the day, I 100% concur with the positive review, because having now worked it in the real world, it is really strong. The only other thing that I can say is, people ask me all the time, what's the best way to put a close-up act together? What's the best way to put a stage act together? I'm a close-up magician. I want to do a stage act. How do I do that? Just do it. You know, that's all Ryland did. He just grabbed a bunch of stuff that we reviewed that he liked, and he was like, right, okay, I'm going to put this together to music. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to start with this. How can I transition from this to this? I'll do this. And then you try it out and it doesn't work, and you put something else in, you try it out and it doesn't work, and you try and find a piece of music. It took him months to get the right type of music for that best ever not soft silk, and he's finally got the music that he's happy with. But you know, that's the way it is. Things take time. They evolve over time, and acts improve over time. And, you know, it's never finished. You're always tweaking things. You're always getting better. You're always improving. But in terms of any of the stuff that you saw Ryland do in that show, I can 100% tell you it is absolutely worth its weight in gold, and I would recommend it to anybody who wants to put a stage show together. So there you go. It's a special review show special. I am a review show revisited. I am going to be doing a couple of review show revisiteds over the next month where you're going to see me taking some of the close-up stuff and performing that in a close-up environment, so you can see how that's kind of gone in the real world. Look out for those videos coming soon. But yeah, that's this week's review show revisited. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Don't forget, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I'm going to be back again very, very soon with another video. Don't forget, if you want to join the Netrix, which is my online streaming platform for magicians, all you have to do is go to www.thenetrix.com. That's www.thenetrix.com. It's my online streaming platform for magicians. But I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Craig from Magic TV.